We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
You have fun. Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you.
Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at belisiofoods.com/careers.
Happy Friday, everyone! TGIF! And I have two awesome guests this morning.
3. You've got another one out in the hall.
Actually, I have 4.
Oh, my.
Because there's 2 more out in the hall.
You are loaded for Friday. Oh, my gosh. Talk about sliding into the weekend on a high note.
You're not kidding.
All right.
But, you know, it's always good when I get to spend my mornings with either Pete or Jeremiah. And today I get to spend my morning with both. Because you guys are really full of it this morning.
Okay. You know, when you say that, I'm not sure that's a good thing.
I mean, most of the time it's a good thing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You're not speaking in tongues then, right?
No, there's no sarcasm in
Okay.
there.
Well, unless, of course, you've been under a rock, don't have a TV, don't have a newspaper, don't have a radio,
Yes.
don't have a phone. You probably know that the big news story in Jackson County and beyond Jackson County is the officer-involved shooting, which occurred earlier in the week, Tuesday afternoon
Yes.
at a residence, 1818 Jisco West Road. That's about 3 miles outside the city west on Jisco West Road in Scioto Township.
Okay.
And for those who may not have known about that or, it's been broad brushed or whatever, in that incident, William Beach Jr., age 31, was shot by a Jackson County Sheriff's deputy as in the climax of a barricaded situation where he was in that residence and would not come out, would not surrender. And law enforcement then went in, and that is when this shooting occurred. He died a short time later as a result, or we presume as a result of a shotgun wound to the chest area.
Okay.
He died at Holzer Medical Center Hospital. There is an autopsy that's been performed. Technically, officially, they've not given a cause of death, but he was shot and then died a short time later.
Okay.
Ohio BCI, that's the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation and Identification, is doing an investigation. We have touched base with them every day.
Called in the big dogs, huh?
Right, they called in the big dogs
Yeah.
for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Not only, do you have a major crime, that's not unusual for local law enforcement to do that, to pull in those resources and that expertise. But in this case, you have the Jackson County Sheriff's Office who went and answered the call, and they're involved now in the follow-up investigation because of that shooting, which involved a Jackson County Sheriff's Office deputy.
Okay.
And so to make a long story short, Jennifer, we have posted a lot of information on our website, thetelegram.news.com. We've had shorter stories on the radio detailing this as well. In addition to the main story, which we have continued to add to here each day. We've updated it a couple of times.
This is one that's been really had to have been pieced together as the days roll on.
Right, and we have a photo. We have a photo of where it took place. I know people would be curious about that, but we've had a couple follow-up stories since then. One which we posted yesterday. One which we posted last night. And what that is that William Beach Jr. was involved in another alleged crime last October, assault of a police officer, and that occurred in the city of Jackson.
Yeah.
And even though that was reported earlier, we had that in the newspaper, it was reported on our various media platforms, that obviously becomes very relevant now because of the nature of what happened on Tuesday afternoon. Coincidentally enough, Mr. Beach was scheduled to go to trial this coming week on that charge of assault of a police
Oh,
officer.
you're kidding.
That's exactly right. And he was out on bond, was supposed to be on house arrest, and that is another issue kind of wrapped up in this thing because he wasn't supposed to be away from his residence, which may not be 1818 Jisco West Road. We've received conflicting information what his address was.
Okay. Well, this is really convoluted.
Right. So anyway, because he had been charged with assault of a police officer, maybe his criminal record is relevant, but certainly a charge of assault on a police officer based on what happened on Tuesday. That story is detailed as well, on our website, and we'll have it all wrapped up in our Saturday print edition. But the new development that we have, and what we're going to talk about right now, and we're actually going to hear something very important right now, and that is the 911 call that the Jackson County Sheriff's Office made, or that was made to the Jackson County Sheriff's Office by a neighbor. Jeremiah Shaver here, who has worked on this story along with me indirectly. Phil Buffington has contributed as well. In his work, he made a request to the Jackson County Sheriff's Office for that 911 recording, which is public record.
Sure.
Sometimes you hear that in the news on these big news stories. What's the 911 call? And then you hear about it. Well, we've done that with this story. So that 911 recording is now on our website. We'll have the transcript on our website and in the print edition as well. But Jeremiah, do you have any prefacing comments that you want to make before we have Dylan play that 911 recording?
I do not, Pete. I will mention, just as a clarification, when you were talking about the assault of the police officer that happened in August of last year, not October. He was indicted in October.
Okay, all right.
For the charge of assault of a peace officer.
Make sure we
just wanted to clarify that. But no. Like to thank Dylan for helping me put together a visual for this.
Okay, very good. And you guys have worked hard on this. It's been a
long couple days.
Yeah, a few days.
The 911 call, I think, is first of all, it's part of it, so that makes it relevant. But there's a lot that we don't know. We know what we've been able to find out and what we've been told from the authorities. But because it is an active and ongoing investigation, many things we haven't been told. They probably know, but we don't know yet.
Well,
and we can only report, what we know or what we're told or what we learn. And one thing that we didn't know is why the law enforcement officers went out there in the first place.
That's the big question is why were they there to begin with?
We knew there was a barricaded situation. That's why multiple law enforcement officers responded. But how did the whole thing start? That's what this 911 call will reveal.
Okay, very good.
All right.
Let's get to it.
Roll it, Dylan.
Jackson County 911, what's the location of your emergency?
Hi, I'd like to report a trespasser on our property.
What's the address?
It is 1734 Jisco West Road.
Okay,
man.
Can you give me the numerics on Jisco West one more time? I can't hear you.
1734 Jisco West Road. Ed, don't let him walk away. I don't give a crap.
Okay, and you said
I'm on the phone with cops right now.
Okay, who is it that's trespassing?
We're not sure. He's running off through the woods right now.
Behind your residence?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, give me 1 second while I give this to my units, all right? I'm going to stay on the phone with you.
Okay. He's in the woods right now. He's wearing a black hoodie and pants.
Oh, that's Evan Morgan.
Did I lose you? Are you still there?
Can you describe what this...
He's wearing a blue hoodie and jeans, and he has really short buzz hair, He's trying to get through the woods right now, but he's having a hard time. Pretty sure he's following him.
Okay. Is it just one male?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you, other than all I heard was short hair.
He's wearing a blue hoodie and jeans.
Blue hoodie and jeans. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I have units headed that way. I gave them the description. I told them that he was attempting to get into the woods behind your residence. If he happens to come back on, like, your property, like coming towards you or anything, then call us back, okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right, so there you have it, Pete and Jen. That's the initial 911 call that came in prior to the events. And
So this is where that was prompted for officers to come out
Yes.
into that area.
Yeah, initially,
I wonder how they knew.
Well, let me say this.
Okay,
this
maybe
call,
I'm jumping the gun a little bit.
This call came in from you heard the lady there, 1734, and I looked. It's about 900 feet from 1818.
Next door.
So it's just up the
close to the
road
property.
if you're about a 4-minute walk is what the Google Map said. So I don't know what he was doing and trespassing there, but
Or perhaps they saw him walk into the residence, or
he
something
was
of that
behind
nature.
their residence though.
No, his own residence.
Well,
how
we
did
don't-
they know that he was where he was?
I guess when the units got out there, they must have did a search of the area. I would assume, but
right, well, we know
Again,
we
all
have
stuff to be
not all
reported.
not all the dots are there, but more
Yeah.
dots are there now. But once again, initially a trespassing
Yes.
complaint is what led to the whole thing, and somehow Mr. Beach, who we presume was the alleged trespasser, ended up at a neighboring property at 1818 Jisco West Road, which was officially listed as his residence at one time, but more recently we've been told by a family member that he was actually at 25 Columbia Street, and that was also where, according to a court document, he was supposed to be on house arrest.
Oh.
But there is a connection with him in the past with 1818 Jisco West Road, where all this occurred. So that's the coverage that we have right now. Obviously, and we know that there's a lot of questions out there regarding exactly what happened in there beyond just the shooting.
Yeah.
And in that, all we can tell you is, you might hear a lot of speculation, but that's probably what it is. You need to remember that.
Oh, yeah.
When we learn things, are told things officially, or from a firsthand source, that's when we'll be able to report them. But
amazing how everybody's an expert about what happened.
Right. Well, it's a lot of inference and a lot of speculation, and that's okay too. But you got to remember that's exactly what it is.
If your sister's cousin's, first nephew told you something, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's true.
Right.
Yeah.
Still a lot of question marks.
Right. And here
I talked to somebody that knows. I'm like, okay.
I did find this out from talking to the Ohio BCI spokesman, and they're very responsive when you ask them a question. They just don't give you a lot of answers. Hey, we hear you. We can't say that right now. We have an active and ongoing investigation.
Well, and that's fair.
So they want to figure out what happened. And here's the deal. Ohio BCI, while they're doing the investigation, they are not going to decide what happens at the end. It's going to be the Jackson County Prosecutor's Office.
Absolutely.
They're going to turn over their investigatory file. And just like it was a local case, if the Sheriff's Office was investigating, JPD was doing something, Wellston PD was doing something, they investigate. The prosecutor decides what to do with this evidence.
Yes.
What to do with it or not.
Whether it was an officer-involved shooting or not, or whatever, doesn't mean anything. It's welcome to Jackson County, new prosecutor.
Right. So, and we don't know how that'll happen.
Yeah.
Ohio BCI, we know from dealing with the news for a long time, they're backlogged. They've got a lot of things that they are investigating on their own and that they're asked to assist local law enforcement agencies.
Sure.
However, I think when you have an officer-involved shooting, that comes near the top of the list as far as priorities
Well,
go.
I would have to think so. And not only does the public want answers, but this gentleman that lost his life, his family, wants answers, and I'm sure that he has loved ones that are curious as to how this all came to be too. And that's fair.
Right. Well, one of the big questions is, and this is the one that's out there, obviously the deputy did shoot William Beach, and then he died later. Most likely as a result of that gunshot wound, although that has not been
allegedly
confirmed
yes.
either. Right. But what we don't know is, was Beach armed or unarmed?
Okay.
Now, this was not released by Ohio BCI, but this was told to me by Sheriff Frazier that night before Ohio BCI was handling all the news releases.
Okay.
He said that because I asked the obvious question, was the deputy shot or shot at or threatened? And he said the deputy was threatened or felt threatened, and that was why he fired his gun.
Okay.
So the nature of that threat and whether he was armed or not, that's something I was not told, and that's part of the investigation.
Gotcha. And again, this is ongoing, and we'll report. You all have worked so hard this week, and we'll report as you all will know as soon as you know.
Right. We'll certainly get it out there.
We'll tell you as much as we know.
Right. We have, as I know it's a broken record, but I keep saying this. We've got a print newspaper, but we've also got a website.
That's
and we've
right.
got social media, and we use the website and social media for immediacy. And of course, we
Sure
have
thing.
newscasts on the radio every day as well.
Yes.
So we'll keep working, and we'll go work more on that right now. How's that?
Okay. Very good.
And give up our chairs to other guests.
Jeremiah, anything else you wanted to add?
I don't think so. Just been a long week, Jen, and
Yeah.
like Pete was saying, we do have 4 different related articles on this on the telegramnews.com, and they're all free for the community to read to know what is going on with this, and it's just be interesting to see what all comes out.
Right.
But still a lot of question marks, and still a lot of unanswered parts there.
And for those of you who just heard, the 911 call, that is actually on our website as well.
Okay.
On the article about the 911.
And it's a longer call than
Right.
what we.
Just a little over 3 minutes.
Yeah,
Right.
what
so
we
you can
aired.
listen to it and read the story both. But if there's a problem doing that, basically the transcript is there as part of the story.
Okay, very good. Anything else going on this weekend, guys, while you're sitting here?
Well, we have some other things. That's one of the challenging things with a small staff and a local newspaper.
Yeah,
That doesn't mean
it's
the
not
rest
just
of,
one story.
The rest of
There's
the world does not stop
No.
because there is an Apple Festival or an officer-involved shooting or
Right.
a big football game or whatever. We try to do it all the best that we can. Sometimes we don't get there, but we try. But for instance, when next week when we talk again about the news, we'll tell you about the candidates that have filed for offices in the Jackson and in the city of Jackson and the city of Wellston. Some interesting news there. Jeremiah, for all the work he's done with this officer-involved shooting, he went on the chocolate walk last night.
Yes, I was uptown and
Yay!
took some videos.
Downtown Jackson. So, that's one of the joys, I guess you could say, of working at a small paper. We get to experience it all, the highs, lows, the good, and the
That's
bad.
right.
And
That's
we're in the front row for it.
Very good. Well, guys, thank you so much. Get back to work. Inquiring minds need to know all of this stuff.
Okay, well, we will always try. I promise you that.
Well, you all do a wonderful job, so thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much.
And have a wonderful weekend if I don't see you. All right, we do have some other guests here to be in the studio, and the good news is I hear one of them has a background in radio, so therefore he can entertain us all. Yay. Not to put him on the spot or anything.
I was born for this.
Very, very good. No, we have our friends from the health department back, and I guess first off, if you could introduce yourselves once again, and then we have a new guest here with us today.
Well, I'm Marcia Radeball. I'm the regional community health worker through the Jackson County Health Department. And we have a new Meigs County community health worker,
Whoop,
Sam. Yay.
Sam.
So Sam Canterbury, and I'm going to let him tell you all about himself.
Yes. And Marcia's ecstatic because she thinks now she can send Sam to do some of this work.
Yes, I think that's the plan.
Not that we don't love you, Marcia, because
Well,
you've done such a
thank
great
you,
job
but-
filling us in on some of the cool things that you all have coming up.
I don't think this is my forte.
Yes,
Let's
it
say.
is. You do great.
Thank you.
So welcome, Sam. We're so happy
Thank
to
you.
have you here. So
So
tell
nice
us
to
a
be
little
here.
bit about yourself.
Like how personal you want me to get?
I mean, hey, it's an open forum. We're good.
Yeah, right.
We're not regulated by squat, so go for it.
Well, I was a chef for about 20 years, and I'm local to Meigs County as well. Traveled around a little bit, but then moved back home, bought a house in Meigs, and decided that I wanted to try to make as much of an impact on my community as much as possible.
Love that.
Also, just to kind of network and get to know my community, because there's all the, I'm sure every county or whatever has heard a joke or whatever it is about their county, and so basically my focus is I'm going to try to look at the stereotypes from a non-biased opinion, and then sort of try to help everyone that I can, basically. So
In Meigs County.
in Meigs County, yep.
Very good. So you're originally from there.
I am originally from there.
And
Was
then you-
born on one end of one road, and then now I have a house on the other end of that road. So it's
Only
it's
in
really weird.
Appalach does anyone
Right?
understand what the heck he's talking
Right.
about there. Oh yeah, at the end of the road. Yeah, other end of the
Yeah.
road.
Yep.
Cool. Well, very good. So what is your official title there?
I am a community health worker.
Okay, so kind of the same as Marcia,
Yes.
but just for a different county.
Yep.
Right.
Basically, just finding resources, and we're basically I guess the term it's been used has been we're the boots on the ground.
Sure.
I'm the person who is within the community trying to figure out like what issues there may be, so that I can relate that back to my health department, right? Because I work for Jackson County, but with the grant that we were given, I'm basically helping out.
You're the
Meigs County.
representative in Meigs
Mhm.
County, for lack of better words.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
So-
the Meigs County guy.
I'm the Meigs
You're the
County
guy.
liaison. I'm the hookup. I'm the liaison. Whatever you need.
Concierge.
Yeah.
I
like-
love Meigs County. I taught there for 30 years.
Did you?
Yes, so it's sort of near and dear to my heart. So
Yeah, a lot
I'm
of
glad
really
he's
good
here.
people there. And,
Yes, yes.
It's a very unique community, and so welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
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 It's good.
Great
I
place.
love Appalachia. I mean, there's
Yeah.
so many. I don't know. I'm in a class, right, a training, and one of the things is just really seeing like what the outside perspective of Appalachia is, and I mean, we have so much more to offer than beat up industrial towns.
Right.
The people here are amazing. Hospitality is amazing. I mean, we're just a really good culture, I believe.
It
Yes,
is, and
it
I've
is.
I've said this a million times here on this program. I'm gonna say it again. When number one, our community, it's amazing how many people travel through here on their way to wherever, where it may be the beach or up north or whatever. We're kind of at a crossroads here. When I had the restaurant, and I would, you'd have people that were traveling through, and they would just be like, "Man, we walked here from the hotel down the street and passed like 7 people on the street, and everyone said hello, and we're not used to that. Like, why are you all so nice here?" And I was like, at first it took me back because I was like, what are you saying? Like, is
Right.
everyone not nice? And then they're like, no.
That's
And so
right.
you go to the big cities and you pass someone on the street and you say hello to them, and they walk to the other side of the street because they're terrified of you. And
Right.
like, these are the things. We are so welcoming and so accommodating and so take care of our own here. And I think that's just what makes us, I think you would agree, so
Yes.
wonderful here in Appalachia. And it's just a whole, it's a culture of people being kind.
Right.
And compassionate and empathetic and
yeah.
all of that. So
Yeah.
it's nothing to, we hillbillies should not be ashamed of that. We should be
Right.
proud of that.
That is true. I mean, there's a couple of documentaries that you know, if anyone's interested, I'll plug those two because I just had to watch them. Well, there's actually a movie that's on. It's an independent film movie on Showtime right now. I'm not sure if there's anywhere else to watch it for free, but it's called Holler. And it's actually from
Nicole.
Nicole from Jackson. I mean, that was so good.
It's
and
wonderful.
It
and
really
anybody that got offended by it, I don't know what to tell you because it's spot on.
The only thing I was offended was like, I'm like, that's not Jackson. You know, because like there was some like of the part shot that was like Chillicothe.
It was in Chillicothe.
Yeah, but I'm like, other than that, I'm like, I've seen, like, I have grown up with these people.
Yes.
You know, and it's hard to not have.
They're
the
just
heart
trying
and the
to
compassion.
survive.
That's all. We're all in survival.
You're not.
Right.
You're not bad. You're just surviving, and you know, I think that was Nicole's point of the entire movie is, you know, we're all good people at heart. It's just you got to do what you got to do. Yeah,
I love that movie. That was just
really
just
was.
hit
It was
everything
really good.
perfectly around here.
Although I would have to concur with you on this, and she and I talked about it a little bit. When they're running down the alley and then they turn a corner in Jackson and then they turn a corner and they're in Chillicothe.
Like, that's what I was
like, whoa.
Right.
How did you transport yourself? No, and if you're not from here, you would have never known that it was that it was like that. But it was pretty funny that you know. But anyway, yeah. So what are you mentioned some documentaries?
Oh, the other one was and I believe it is free, but it's called Hillbilly.
Okay.
The Hillbilly documentary, and it's from a girl from Pikeville, Kentucky.
Okay.
And it really just kind of went through. And I mean, there might be some triggering because a lot of it was had to do with the politics and stuff. So
sure.
But it was just sort of getting the different perspectives of how like she, you know, got out of coal country and went to LA and then came back and like but just seeing how like everyone has the same sort of mentality of ideas. It's just we all have different avenues or, you know, routes or roads that we're trying to like make whatever we want happen. And whether, you know, you're on, you know, the left or the right, like there's just no real, like if you just take all the politics aside, we all have the same goal, and that's really just that everyone is helped and that we can all get ahead and not be taken advantage of so much. And I think that that's one big thing that I took from that documentary.
You know, I love that idea, and it's the fact that, you know, we've talked about it here too many, many times. You know, human beings in general agree on probably 90% of, you know, whatever. It's the other crap that you hear about that gets in the way. It's the politics, religion. I mean, all of the things that are taboo to talk about. You know, the social issues. Those are, but I mean, at the end of the day, you love your family, you love your kids, you love your parents, you know, we all just want what's best for our friends and neighbors and people that we care about.
Yeah. You don't
Why
have
can't
to
we
agree
focus
with
on
everyone.
that?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to agree with everyone's religion or politics, but, you know, respect their rights. You have yours, but we're all human. Yeah. We all need to be friendly and love each other.
Humans.
Yes, exactly.
That's all we need to do.
Yeah.
And if we just practiced empathy, it would be a great, much better world. But that's not what you came here to talk about today at all.
Not
Nothing
at all.
to do with that.
It makes my heart happy, though. That's a good transition.
So, there you go. Dude, segue. I mean, just drop the mic. He just nailed it. His heart is happy because we're here to talk about some heart month, right?
Right.
Yes.
That was brilliant.
He did that so well.
Yes. Today is Wear Red Day, too.
Oh, well, why didn't I get the memo?
Yes.
Got my red suspenders.
Dang it. Wait. No, I'm not. Wait,
you have a cup.
You have your cup. There you go.
My red solo cup.
Yes.
Yep. Hey, there's red in my watch band.
There you go.
Yeah. There we go. Okay.
Got mine.
Yep.
Let's see here. I believe it says in December 1963, the Congress declared that the president every year should declare February as Heart Health Month.
Yes.
So President Biden did his job.
Okay.
And he did his proclamation, and that February 3rd is National Wear Red Day.
Okay.
In honor of February, Heart Health
Love
Month.
that.
So that's nice. So we're doing a lot of stuff to raise awareness. We
To
have
hug
some,
your heart.
yes, be good to your heart.
Yes.
You know, it's the engine of your body, I guess. It runs everything.
Yeah, if it's not working, you're pretty much out of luck.
Yeah,
I don't know what
right.
to tell you.
You're sort of in trouble.
Yeah.
If it's not working, you're not here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have some activities coming up in the various counties.
Okay. Oh,
So,
we can't wait to hear about
yeah.
them.
In Jackson, our community health worker, Ashton Allen, she's going to be at the Hug Your Heart event at the Jackson YMCA, and that's on February 10th in the family room from 11 to 2 p.m.
Okay.
And she's going to be doing blood pressure and eye screenings there.
Okay, and here's a question for you. What does blood pressure and eye screening have to do with your heart?
Well, blood pressure, that's where, you know, if your blood vessels and stuff aren't working right, if there's a lot of pressure on them, that's going to put more work on your heart.
This all
and
ties
cause
together,
more strain.
folks.
Yeah. And the same thing with your eyes. You know, if you have high blood pressure, it's going to affect the blood vessels in your eyes.
Correct.
And, you know, cause you, you know, not to be able to see so well.
Yes.
And so you want to make sure that you get your blood pressure checked. It's called the silent killer because a lot of people don't know that they have high blood pressure unless they get it checked regularly.
Correct. And, you know, I've talked about this too. You know, my husband at 24 years old, I believe, we were doing a physical for some insurance, and guy came to the house. He said, you know, you have high blood pressure. He said, no, I don't. He said, I'm young. I work out every day. Like, I don't have high blood pressure. And he tested it probably, I don't know, 10 times in an hour. And he's like, you have high blood pressure. And so, you know, sometimes it's your lifestyle. Sometimes it's hereditary or just the way you're put together.
Right. Exactly.
Which doesn't make it's not bad. It's just you need to know about it so you can treat it.
So
that you don't end up in trouble later on.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a lady I knew that she probably had high blood pressure all of her life.
Yeah.
And then it caused her eye problems. She ended up going blind, but it was all due to because she never went to the doctor. She never got her blood pressure checked.
Yep.
And, you know, if she stayed up on that stuff, you know, she would have been in a lot better shape.
That's right. Because it's so, I mean, there are medications that it's just, you know, it's just part of your everyday life. It's not a big deal.
Right.
And
exactly.
it can help you out.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
for sure. Prevent some serious problems.
Right. You know, and if you do have heart disease, there's medications. You know, your doctor can advise you on, you know, like exercise.
Yes.
Your diet. So, you know, even if you do have heart disease, there's things that you can do to still stay healthy, prolong your life, live a happy, healthy life. So
absolutely. It's all just about, you know, you take your car and you get, you know, it checked out and your oil changed and all of these things. You have to do this with your body as well.
Right. Exactly.
You know, and we always forget about that part.
I know. That's true.
Get new tires, you know, you do all this stuff and then change your furnace filter, whatever.
Right.
And, but you got to be there for your own self as well.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. We also have in Pike County, our community health worker is Suzanne Pyle.
Okay.
And she's been working with the folks at Bristol Village there in Waverly.
Yes.
And she's putting on an event. It's called Dance Your Heart Out on February 17th.
Love that.
I thought that's cute. And it's going to be from 5:30 to 7:30. And she's asking residents there if they want to bring a dish, a covered dish, to eat. And we're providing punch and cookies, and they have a lady there that does line dancing, so they're going to have line dancing, regular dancing, I guess.
Nice.
I have two left feet. I don't know if I could do the line dancing. 3 left feet.
Well, we can just sit and point and giggle at other people.
Yeah, there you go.
That?
Right.
We could be the best critics ever.
Yep. Yes. Let's see. They're going to do karaoke. They're going to have a karaoke thing going, so that'll be fun. And they're going to have some games, and she said the first 40 guests that come, they'll get a T-shirt.
Nice.
Yeah, we love our T-shirts. And she's going to have some other little goodies and giveaways there as well. So
Very
that'll
good.
be a fun night. Yeah, and that's on February 17th.
Okay.
Yep. And then the next one we have is in Vinton County.
Okay.
Our Vinton County community health worker is Rachel Stewart, and she's having an off-road run for Heart Health Month, and that's going to be on February 25th. And she says for people to meet up at the marathon station there in Londonderry.
Okay.
At 10 o'clock in the morning. And she'll be doing blood pressure screenings and handing out literature.
Okay.
I'm going to let Sam take over now. Excuse me.
We got her all choked up.
Yeah. It's these allergies, seasonal allergies.
Oh, honey.
Yeah, I think, we could probably talk about some of the other like benefits that you could do to sort of help with your blood pressure. One of the things is just some low impact exercise, such as I think I suggested on the radio across the hallway that you could, even go to the hotel pool, like a hotel pool here for this time of year. You can just kind of do a little bit of water aerobics. One thing that
that's fun.
Yeah, right. One thing I have found, it's a little cold at this moment, but disc golfing has really been taken off the last few years.
Yes.
That's basically you just go out, kind of walk around. It's got some hiking. I mean, I went to one course in West Virginia, and I mean, it took us like 5 hours just to get through the course because you're going up basically a mountain and down over ravines and all this stuff. So especially if you like nature and you just kind of want to get out and enjoy. I mean, those are some really good ways to and have fun at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's cold outside, so a lot of people say, "Well, I just don't know. I don't, want to go out and take a walk or don't want to go take a hike," and that's totally fine too. But there's other places, we were just at a convention in Cleveland, and there were people, walking around the convention center. I know we don't have a convention center here, but we have a Walmart, and we have, it's okay. Like, they're not going to kick you out. Like, they, just, just get out. I think our high school has the field house. You can, so I don't know. Just there's plenty of indoor things that you can do as well.
Just even Richard Simmons sweating to the oldies, man. Like,
I swear
that stuff's amazing. I don't know.
Hilarious, and it's so fun.
Yeah, but after I did a 40-minute one. Last night because my partner and I were talking about Richard Simmons, and I was like, well, we need to start doing more exercise because the job that I took on, it's like I work from home now a lot more, right? So now instead of running around for 12 hours in the kitchen, I'm sitting in my chair looking at a computer screen, right?
Exactly. So, little difference in exercise.
Right. So there's just different things, and you can just do it. So we threw it on. It was 40 minutes, and I mean, we were literally sweating to the oldies. It was amazing.
So where did you find it? Like YouTube or something?
Yeah. Oh. And you could rent them, but then you can also just find little, there's little random snippets of each little section and stuff.
So and that's so funny that you say that because there's so many free exercise apps and things like that now, but when I was driving in Porterhouse and then we're talking about Jane Fonda, and I can remember being a little girl and having that, Jane Fonda, the VHS tape and doing that as a kid and trying to get through it because, I mean, she was brutal.
I had that one, yeah. I did lose weight with that one.
She was rough, but there's all of that stuff out there, and with the internet, we have easy access to all of that stuff now.
Yep.
So
yeah, or just getting out, dancing, in your living room.
Agreed.
Yeah, don't have to be Richard Simmons. You just put on your favorite. Yeah,
right. Or if you're sitting watching TV, grab 2 bottles of water and do some curls and
just some sort of calisthenics.
Do some just move around, stretch, whatever, man. Curls for the girls.
There you go.
So there's a lot of things that you can do. Especially don't use the weather as an excuse because it's not an excuse.
Yeah.
Right, and I think and with the weather, we have to also talk that with that comes some sort of anxiety, some depression on some folks too, right? And so that's also
around here where there's no sun.
Yeah. And I think that's another sense of a reason to get up and sort of do these little calisthenic exercises because it can get your mood it can just change your mood completely.
Yes.
Another lot of things I'm seeing is like that'll help is vitamin D. A lot of us in this area are vitamin D deficient. That's
Yes.
something
We
my
are.
doctor
Yeah.
Well,
explained
because
to
we
me.
have no sunshine.
Right, this time of year. And so,
Yes.
like, that kind of just gets your whole mood and everything just in the doldrums. So, I don't know. DDP said it best. It's 70% of what you put in and 30% of what you do with your body, right? And
Sure.
so, the biggest amount of it is like how you're treating it, what you're putting in the food, and different things. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you are fortunate enough to see some sunshine pop out and you have 10 minutes, it doesn't matter how cold it is, go out there and stand and let that sucker hit your face. And that's the best way to
Yes.
absorb those vitamin D, vitamin D. And, I don't care about any doctor is going to tell you 10 minutes a day is not going to kill you. Like, it's
Right.
good for you.
Yeah.
Now, don't be out in the sun all day long with no protection or whatever,
Yeah. But I know, like, during COVID, those 2 years, when I went for my checkup, I had to actually go on vitamin D supplements
Same.
because I just was locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I never
absolutely.
realized that. And, and that can make your heart flip and
all
everything
kind
else.
of stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's true.
So,
That's very
okay,
true.
I am reading this fun fact here, which makes me very, very happy.
Me
Right?
too.
And it says coffee is full of health benefits.
Yes.
And it
Yes.
says, according to the American College of Cardiology, drinking 2 to 3 cups a day is associated with a healthy heart. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
I should
Just
be
don't
very
do it
healthy.
Yeah, right. And then 7 or 8 is even better. No, I'm just kidding. It's so not. Don't do that.
That's probably what I did.
I know, right?
But yeah, I think the important thing to remember that on that though, right, is like the coffee for the morning, but don't try to do it in the evenings or after like noon, because like once you've started taking that coffee in the afternoon and you've had all the other food, it takes a lot longer for your body to
Right.
digest and to break down, and so then that can cause you to have a lack of sleep at nighttime and
Sure,
cause you
because
to
you
toss
have
and turn.
caffeine and all of this stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
My son, he'll do it. He'll drink regular in the morning, and then he goes to decaf.
Okay.
In the evening.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
So,
there are, really good health benefits within coffee. It's a plant, right? It's good
Yes.
for you.
Yeah.
So don't feel guilty if you have
Right.
that extra cup of coffee this
Yes.
morning.
and it's the same
Right.
thing with dark chocolate too.
Yeah.
So I know they mentioned they had the chocolate run
Yes.
yesterday. So yeah, dark chocolate's good for you too. So
Yes,
heart
absolutely.
healthy.
So we had of course, no smoking. That's like taboo, like,
Yes.
number 1 on the list. Don't smoke.
Right.
But also we had a doctor on the other day, and he was talking about heart health and whatever. And he was talking about the Mediterranean diet and how
Yes.
very good that is for your heart health because, you're getting a lot of the grains and fruits and vegetables and
Good
things
oils.
like that. And the good
olive oil.
fats
Right.
and all that. So, a heart healthy diet, I assume, would be
Right.
important as well.
Yeah. Yeah, another one they I know NIH, National Institute of Health, they always promote the DASH diet. And that's like a low sodium diet.
So I have heard of that. I was watching a news segment the other day and they were breaking down, it was, the first of the year. So they
Yeah.
were breaking down
Oh,
all
yeah.
these diets that people go on. And the
Right.
DASH diet was kind of like the one that they, at the end of the day, seemed the best for everybody. Can you
Yes.
explain what that is a little bit?
I think it's just more of a low sodium diet.
Okay.
Instead of using salt.
Well, that's no
use-
fun.
Yeah, I know. Use a salt replacer like I think, is it called Dash? Those little.
Yeah, it used to be Mrs. Dash. Now
Yes,
it's just
Mrs.
Dash.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes, we've changed
So-
it to just Dash.
And it's good.
Oh, very much. It's just herbs is all it is,
Yeah.
and spices.
And so I think it's just watching what your sodium intake is
Okay.
and going more to probably like a Mediterranean diet.
Yeah, with the
you know.
healthy fats,
Yes.
fish,
Right.
that
Also,
kind of
the type of
situation.
salt that you use is important, I think, in my
Okay.
opinion. Again, my opinion, and just as being a cook for the last
I was gonna say,
20
wait,
years, right?
he was the
Like,
chef.
so
You
I
have your
right.
chef hat on, and then you have your healthy hat on,
Yeah,
which
right.
sometimes do not go hand in hand.
They do not. I mean, because we all love the butter,
Butter.
and the fried foods.
Oh,
But as I said on the radio, butter is actually a lot better for you than margarine.
Yeah,
right?
like
because
I'm a
it's-
butter. I've
same.
always been
Me
like I
too.
could take a stick of butter and eat it. I
mean,
love butter, but I've always been against margarine. No, I don't think that's what you meant.
Moderation.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
no, that's
moderation,
not what he
right?
meant. But if you're going to cook and use that kind of product, use real butter.
Right,
Yes.
and then for the daily sort of salt and flavoring foods, like a lot of restaurants will basically use kosher salt or sea salt.
Yes.
And those are actually larger granules, and you're getting actually a less salt intake, but you're getting the flavor that you kind of want,
you
right?
are. It's more intense.
Mhm. Now, a lot of our cookbooks, though, right? Like Betty Crocker, any of these old books, they've all been written out for the U.S. measurement. They've been written out with iodized salt, table salt.
Yes.
But if you think about table salt is very small. The granules are broken down. They've also chemically processed a lot of that, right?
Yes.
And so your body is trying to break that down, plus all the iodine that they have thrown in.
Yes.
We used to be, as a country, I think it was like we were iodine efficient, right? So they started throwing in, or iron efficient, sorry.
Yes.
And so they started throwing in the iodine, but now
Same as
we're-
chemicals in our water, things like
Right.
that, because we
Yes.
were.
But now we're an like a lot. As a whole society, we're an iron-rich culture, right? And
Yes.
so there are still some folks who are doing less with, still have the issues with iron deficiency. But like my father, who is in his 70s, he just found out that basically he had too much iron in his blood, and it was causing kidney failure. It was causing
Oh my gosh.
dehydration,
Yeah.
high blood pressure. His glucose levels were out of whack. So, these are just things that I have noticed over my years in the industry as a
Yes.
chef. But then also just seeing how these things have affected my family. Because if you're not if you're not if you're not here, if you're not sort of seeing what's going on, then you just kind of get into a loop, and you just constantly do the same thing over and over again.
You
So-
do, and we all get that way. But so one of the things to build up your iron too is use a cast iron pan.
Yep.
I use a cast iron skillet all the time
All
at
the
my
time.
house. I cook
Yeah.
most everything in my cast iron
Yeah.
skillet, and
I do too.
you can't. It's people don't know how to clean it or whatever. Well, you just wipe her out and keep going.
Yeah.
Situation
Yeah, they're easy to clean, actually.
and you get
Yeah.
that you get some iron out of
Right.
of that, and that's a little helpful hint as well
Yeah.
from the chef over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But-
And I remember one cooking show, they talked about instead of dumping a bunch of sugar in something, season it with sugar. Just so you get that flavor,
Right.
Yes.
but not, put a bunch of sugar
pouring
on
it in
stuff.
there and
Yeah.
cooking it
There's-
down.
But if you're making I don't know, some folks like sugar in their pasta sauce, right? Like if you're making spaghetti,
Uh-huh.
right? I've seen that, but in the industry, instead of using actual granulated sugar, we'll use wine, or we'll use
carrots
or balsamic vinegar,
Yeah,
which
something like
sort of
that.
has natural sugars to break
Yes.
down. And the other thing is to help with fiber. I mean, I think fiber is another
Yes.
healthier
Huge.
thing to help break all those sugars and all that sort of digestive stuff down.
Good for
So,
your gut health. I mean, it's
Right.
really
That's
good
a good-
for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then that's again where the Mediterranean comes in, because you get
Right.
a lot of those things. So
Right.
so what are some of the other things? I know we've talked about some special events that y'all have coming up, but what are some of the other things that people can do? And I was noticing on your list, it says get high quality sleep.
Yeah.
Well, that's important, but we as humans tend to do a whole lot of things that are detrimental to
Yes.
good quality sleep.
Mine's I stay on the computer or on my phone.
Mhm.
Once I finish with the computer, I'm on my phone playing a game.
Uh-huh. That's
gotta stop
not
doing that.
what to do.
Not what to do,
Don't
right.
do it, Marcia.
No.
Don't be a Marcia.
No.
Marsha.
Yes.
Yeah, Marsha.
That's right. No, and I think that you just have to be cognizant about the fact, when my husband and I go to bed, I put my phone on the charger in the kitchen,
Yes.
and I'm
Leave
done
it in there.
with
Right.
it. And
Yeah.
just you have to physically turn it off.
Yeah.
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 What are some of the other things that you can do to get good quality sleep? Don't
like
eat
we were-
spicy food right before
right,
bed.
or don't drink your coffee.
Yeah, don't drink your coffee.
regular coffee. Yeah.
I think some folks might even have issues with their oxygen levels, right? So that causes them to snore, and so sometimes a CPAP machine will also help regulate a healthier sleep and a better sleep.
Absolutely. And that's something that just you need to discuss with your doctor.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe get a sleep test. Maybe, there's all kind of ways
Yeah.
out there to check that out.
Yeah. Which I didn't know. One of my friends had a sleep apnea test. They took her in and they showed her how to put the electrodes and stuff on.
Uh-huh.
And she could go home and do it.
Oh.
When I had one done, but I had to go in.
To like a sleep lab.
Yeah, and you don't really
That's
sleep well
That
anyway.
is such an oxymoron, right?
so
Because
Yeah.
you're just like,
I kept thinking, I don't think I slept any tonight.
yeah, you're like, of course
Yes.
it's going to show that I didn't sleep because it's so weird.
Right.
And there's
Yeah.
so many lights and so many wires
Yes.
hooked all over you because they have to watch you on video, right? And so-
Right, yeah.
at
Yeah.
least back when
It's
I
a
did
nightmare. Yeah.
it is. It's a total
Yeah,
nightmare.
they sort of have like these plastic pillows, and it's hot, and it was awful.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
not.
but she's able to, and she did it like maybe a month or so ago, and they just gave her the equipment, and
That would be great. You
Yeah.
could just sleep at home and
yes,
So, again, technology is a good thing when it works.
right,
Right.
exactly,
Right.
yeah,
And I think something we can take away from what we've discussed, is like we are like creatures of habit as well, right?
We
and
are.
so
Big time.
right, and so one thing that can help
Yeah.
you with getting a good night's sleep is basically a schedule, right? So if you're like, all right, I'm going to go to bed at this certain time, and then I'm going to wake up at this certain time, and you try to do that consistently every single day, and then your body sort of just gets into a better flow of things as well.
Yes.
I have an alarm function on my phone that says, hey, it's time to go to bed, right? And then it'll shut
Yes.
everything off of my phone. It'll take it down to nighttime sort of thing. I put my phone on the charger, but then it wakes me up at like the 6 o'clock, but sometimes I wake up before my alarm, right? And so, maybe not every night I don't get to bed right at 10 o'clock, but I believe that, some sort of consistency is definitely a key.
I think that's
Mhm.
absolutely true, and and we tend to do that. But then, like last night, we were watching like the Yellowstone spinoff, and we're like, okay, one more episode. So then it's
Right,
11 o'clock, and you're like,
yeah,
all right, well, I'm just gonna have to suffer with that in the morning because I still have to get up at the same time. But
Right.
you know what you're getting yourself into. But yeah,
Yes.
get into that habit, that consistency, and your body can kind of fall into a rhythm as well. And
right,
as long as the things that we're doing are not bad creature of habit.
Right.
things.
right, exactly, yeah. Oh my goodness.
So, well, let's go over some of the those events, those special events that are coming up again, just in case people missed those when you talked about that the first
Okay.
time.
Yep. Okay, yeah. Let's see here. In Jackson on February 10th, from 11 to 2 at the YMCA. They're going to have a Hug Your Heart event there, and Ashton Allen is the community health worker there.
Yes.
So she'll be there doing blood pressure and eye screenings. And even with the eye screenings, you don't have to, it's not, an eye exam. So mainly if, if you don't want to find out like how bad your eyes are, doing the
Even if
eye
you don't want to
chart
feel
test.
how bad learn how,
If you just
how you
know,
can't see.
right, if you just know that, you can't read real well or see a board or something,
Sure.
like if you're in school, we can just go ahead and fill out the application for you and, send it in to Prevent Blindness Ohio,
Okay.
and they'll send vouchers for free eye exam and glasses.
So this is a huge
Yes.
thing, and you all are still doing that.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
This is amazing.
So Ashton's going to be doing that. And then again in Pike County at Bristol Village in Waverly.
Yes.
They're doing the Dance Your Heart Out, and it's from 5:30 to 7:30. First 40 people that come get a T-shirt. And I think they're going to do some like giveaways and things. And that's sort of like, bring your own little dish and share.
Yeah.
So
We could just
That's
went with the oldies there.
yeah, that's right. They're going to have line dancing, karaoke, and
Love that.
some games. So
Fun.
that'll be fun. That'll be real fun. And then in Vinton County, our community health worker is Rachel Stewart, and she's having an off-road run, and she's going to be there doing blood pressure checks, handing out some heart health literature, and the first 50 participants that come will get a free T-shirt.
That's awesome.
So
tons of great events coming up.
Yes, so that'll be it. And then I'm going to be at the Jackson City Library on Fridays from 1 to 5, and we can do blood pressure checks. I can set you up with the eye screening or, the eye applications. We'll have, all variety of literature and stuff there. We have free COVID tests because it's still around.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And
It's never not going to be around. so
right.
just-
Exactly. Get
We have
used
to-
to it.
yeah,
we
get
have to
used
deal
to
with it.
You're right.
Yeah. And I'll have Narcan there too for
Okay.
folks that would want that. So, yeah. So I'll be there on Fridays from 1 to 5.
Yep. Every Friday at the Jackson City Library.
Right.
Come see Marcia.
That's right. Yeah.
So, Sam, what will you be out and about doing?
Well, at the moment, again, like I'm basically just doing some training so that I can, be a better use to my county as well. But at the moment, I'm just kind of shadowing a lot of these events that are here
Awesome.
in Jackson. So we had a homeless event at the library not the library, but the Methodist Church this
Okay.
past Tuesday. So yeah, I'm just really basically kind of getting the ideas and just shadowing folks. So.
Very good. And learning. And because I think that what you're doing is amazing. You came from a completely different background, but you want to help.
Yeah.
And I think that's
Yeah.
awesome.
And-
Very commendable.
Right, and I think like I
Even
was
though
kind
you
of
moved
worried.
down the road.
Yeah, right down the road. Yeah, and I was a little worried because I was like, man, like going from being in a kitchen to this. I mean, the professionalism is even way different. Like
Sure.
everything, but I think
You
a
mean
lot
that
of,
there, being in a kitchen isn't all that professional sometimes?
oh man.
She knows.
I
Oh,
tell
yeah.
James stories. He's like, "You what?"
Yeah.
They said what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
we could do reality shows all day long.
Oh,
Anyway.
yeah.
But yes.
But just some of the skills that I learned, whether it's being just having like that sort of passion for people and to try to like help them in some way or another, right? Because like as a cook, I'm like, oh man, I make this good food. I can make people have a really good memory and that sort of thing.
You make people
touch.
happy through that.
Right,
Yeah.
but like done that for a while. Now I'm like I need some other sort of like validation. I just really want to I just have a really big heart for people in my community, and
That's awesome.
just seeing the struggles that I've encountered and that they've encountered, and just seeing just Appalachia, man, we're survivalists. And
Yes.
That's right.
and so I don't know. Sorry, we get a little emotional thinking about it all.
No,
But
I
yeah,
think that's that you're in the right job. I mean, you're the right person for the right job because
Yeah.
if you don't have a heart and you don't care, then you shouldn't be doing what you're doing.
That's
Right.
true, and that goes for anything that I mean, I go to anyone, like kids. If there's anyone out there listening to kids, like live up to your dreams. I mean, because you just
Right.
if you live out your dream, then I mean, you can only be better for everyone else too.
Absolutely. Be the best
Yeah.
you can be, and then you'll be great for everyone else. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, you two, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for
This has
having
been
us.
so
Yeah,
much
thank you.
fun, and I'm sure that you'll be seeing more of Marcia and Sam.
Probably less of Marsha.
Yes.
Coming up. We're not going to let you off the hook.
Sam, I can't make it today.
I'm going to harass you until you come back and see us because we've had so much fun here on the show.
Oh, thanks. Thank
Yes,
you.
yeah, she's been great. So, but no, we
Oh
look
my
forward
gosh.
to some more events coming up. Since we do have
Yes.
that, that grant of which
Yes.
is providing all kind of great services
Right.
to our area, and
Yes.
it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. We need a lot of stuff down here. And,
We do.
And it's nice that they're recognizing Appalachia.
Absolutely.
Really, it is. So,
Yep.
Because our people deserve it.
We do because
Yes.
we're awesome.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Hello.
Yes. I had a girl that graduated high school, and she put on Facebook one day that I had her in kindergarten. So I was like really shocked. And she said she remembered me telling her that she could be anything she wanted to be. And I thought, that was
That is great.
really touched me, because I thought, you
Yes.
don't think a kindergartner would remember stuff their kindergarten teacher, said.
Well, it obviously stuck
and
with her.
yeah, and she's doing great. Love it.
Good. Very good. All
All
right.
right.
Well, we got to get out of here for the day. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And we will be right back here on Monday, probably with some news. So have a great weekend. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
This just in.
The Telegram News has a new website.
TheTelegramNews.com.
Same dedicated coverage.
Same trustworthy news with a brand new look.
Covering Jackson and Benton counties and surrounding areas.
Locally owned and operated, TheTelegramNews.com has its finger on the pulse of the community.
Stay up to date on local events, high school sports, and breaking news.
TheTelegramNews.com.
Subscribe today at TheTelegramNews.com.
Check it out.